What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are looking at Australia's weird geographical quirks. Interesting. So yeah, let's get on with it. Let's see what we got here today. Haven't really seen much geographical videos on Australia at the moment, so it's a good time to check some out. So yeah, let's get right onto it, see what we got. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right onto the video.
Geographical quirks of Australia that you might not already know. These are the Australian states and territories. Here's Tasmania, the only island state, ringed by ocean and cut off from the rest of the continent.
Okay,
That's straight.
so they have like
Except
an
it's
island.
not quite. If we zoom in, we can see that Tasmania and its northern neighbour state Victoria actually share a land border on this tiny and uninhabited island. The maritime border between the two states cuts right across Boundary Islet.
I see.
This little islet border anomaly arose as the result of surveying errors and misinterpretations when repeatedly carving off sections of the colony of New South Wales into what are today Tasmania and Victoria. Boundary Islet is basically a chunk of rock that sometimes has some seals lounging on it.
Wow, that is
Speaking of
cool.
borders, the Australian Capital Territory, or ACT, was carved out of New South Wales so the federal government could have a territory of its own from which to govern. But they felt strongly about the federal government also having access to a seaport, so instead of making the ACT somewhere on the coast, they just annexed another small territory, the southern peninsula of Jervis Bay. Jervis Bay is a separate territory from the ACT, but when it comes to federal elections, the people of Jervis Bay vote in the electorate of Fenner, which is centred in the ACT.
Okay, I see
And
how
in
it
terms
goes.
of geographical quirks of electorates, spare a thought for the people of Norfolk Island, who vote in the ACT electorate of Bean, 1,900 kilometres away. But that
Damn.
isn't even the furthest removed local representation in the country. The electorate of Lingiari encompasses the red centre of Australia, the tropical top end of the Northern Territory, minus the urban areas of Darwin and some of Palmerston, and Christmas Island, which is 2,500 kilometres away. And there are
Wow.
some even more widely distributed pockets of Lingiari. Maybe it needs a video of its own. While we're on the topic of the outback,
What are
Australia
these?
is home to some really large pieces of land that are used for cattle stations. The largest is Anna Creek Station,
Wow, honestly, Australia, bro, it's such a huge country. Like, I can't get it fit in my head how huge it is, bro. It's just unbelievable.
which is the largest cattle station in the
Anna
world.
Creek Station.
Over 23,000 square kilometres,
Wow.
which is a larger land area than 50 of the world's countries. And it's also true
Crazy.
that the country of Brunei used to own a station in Australia that had a larger land area than Brunei itself.
Brunei? Is Brunei a country? If it is, I literally never heard of that country before.
Although it sold the station in 2018. Back to the state borders now. And while Australian Aboriginal people have of course been living on the land with their own boundaries for tens of thousands of years, when white colonists tried to divide it up, the results were imperfect. Here's the border of Victoria, New South Wales and South Australia. Looks like it should be a pretty neat line, right?
Oh, it does look
If we
pretty
zoom
neat.
in, we can see that the borders are actually a bit of a mess. Victoria juts out to the northwest. The river boundary moves from being along the southern bank to being in the middle of the river. And the intersection of the three states is in the middle of the river.
Okay.
So why isn't this just a nice line? The 141st meridian was originally surveyed to be the eastern border of South Australia. However, it was incorrectly placed, about 3.5 kilometres
I was actually guessing it would be somewhere there because it just halves the river.
west of where it actually lies. When the mistake was discovered, New South Wales decided it was fair enough and established the accurate meridian as the border. Victoria kind of went, yeah, no, we like the border where it is, leaving us with this mess today.
Okay.
Australia has another line that looks straight, but it's actually not. Borders of the Northern Territory, South Australia, and Western Australia. This north-south line cutting across the entire continent looks dead straight. But
It does.
If we zoom in, we can
Oh, no.
again see
Oh, no.
there's a tiny perturbation. This deviation is only 127 metres long, and was of course the result of another surveying error 100 years ago. The border was intended to be approximately on the 129th meridian, so instead
Okay.
of measuring from one end of the continent to the other, 2 points were picked at either end that were pretty close to the meridian, and a north-south line was drawn from each point. Except, of course, the points were not exactly on the meridian, so the north-south lines didn't match up. Instead of fixing it, they just drew an east-west line to join the two
Okay,
north-south
I
points
see
up.
how they did it.
Could they have fixed it? For sure. But they had actually already agreed not to worry too much about little slip-ups like this. They'd agreed that an academic result was not to be sought after with a high and fanciful degree of accuracy. A century-old way of saying, she'll be right. And just a couple for my fellow Victorians who, like me, thought they had a good mental map of Australia in their head, but maybe I don't. Adelaide is north of Canberra, and Perth is north of Sydney. These realizations actually blew my mind. Well, that's it. I hope there was something for everyone in this video. Surprise island land borders, silly electoral boundaries, surveying mistakes, and surprisingly northerly cities. See you next time.
I mean, bro, interesting geographical video here of Australia. I thought we would see much more, to be honest, but it was just like the borderlines and things like that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts as well, guys, in the comments below. If you did enjoy, guys, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content out there. And yeah, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.